Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Honey and Lemons. If you're new here, please click on the subscribe button and don't forget to like and comment on this video. I'm sure you guys enjoyed the last video, man. All the comments. Anyways, how was your week? I know I always ask that question, but really there's never too much checking up on people. Yeah, so how was your week? How are you? How are you? Hope you're not being too stressed out. Hope you're like just dancing through it all and dancing through it all. Anyway, so today's topic, today's topic is fears. Yeah, fears. I know you guys are looking like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, so let me explain. They say everybody is afraid of something. Everybody's afraid of something. It might not be a real thing like crawling insects. It might be fear of heights, or fear of failure, But then I just want to talk about fears for a little bit. So growing up, my dad used to say this, and it used to irk me because I just felt like, must you like show that you have too much knowledge, sir? My dad would tell you that fear is an acronym for fear actually is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. The first time I heard it, I was like, why so deep? Oh, deep, sir, deep. But then I grew up, and then growing up, I'll be like, after the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, this is old now, sir. You can do a remix, upgrade it, just do something. Please, just do something. But then it never really crossed my mind to be afraid of anything. Let me explain. So I have a fear. It's not a fear, but for me it's something that it really makes me feel nervous when I think about it. I think it's, for me, my fear is fear of failure. Now let me explain. Not the conventional failure, like, oh, I feel that this, or I ended up chasing money and then eventually money chased me and then chased me till I fell off a cliff into the grave. My fear of failure is, I always ask myself, so if you leave this earth, if you die, how many people are going to cry for you, right? How many people are, beyond how many people are going to shed tears for you, how many people would look at your life or remember your name and be like, smile first, and then like, oh, doing nice, she was a good person. So that's my fear of failure. I'm always, it gets me nervous when I think about it. I'm like, after all my life here on earth is done, would I really say that I was able to impact people? Would I really say I was able to make a lot of people smile, make a lot of people feel better? Would I really say that I left an indelible mark in the sands of time in someone's life, in someone's heart? And that's what you can term as my fear. Yeah, my fear. Yes. So first things first, I need you guys to comment on this video and tell me one thing you are afraid of. One thing. What's that one thing that crosses your mind and then your heart does dum dum? What's that one thing that crosses your mind and you're like, no, it could be anything. I just want to know, because different people have different fears. So why am I talking about fears today? Because a lot of stuff is going on in the world today, and it just feels like there is a new thing popping up for us to consider and also be afraid of. Okay, like a colleague of mine was like, he really is scared for the upcoming generation, like for our children, like for our kids, because if the world today as it is already this bad, this rotten, this destroyed, what would life be for our kids? And that's a fear for him, which is legal, which is legit. While some other people are just afraid of what tomorrow will bring. They feel like, oh, seeing today has its own troubles. I'm just worried about tomorrow. But then I just came here to drop a few tips on fears in life. First of all, do not be ashamed to say that you're afraid of anything. Yeah, I don't know why that's why I don't know that's why I wanted to talk about this. If you notice, I'm even stuttering because it's not something I'll normally talk about. I'm even speaking phonetics because it's a deep topic and it's just something I'll really talk about. But um first off, do not be afraid or ashamed to say that you're afraid of something. you know Being afraid or having a certain fear or something, just means that you're human enough to accept that you're human, which is a great thing. It is a great thing, trust me, because there's no superhuman. Uh-uh. There's no superhuman. Like, let me explain what I mean by no superhuman. There's nobody that will just walk up and then hit a wall and, just push his or her hand through the wall and then bring out like stuff from the wall and not feel any bruise or anything. We are all flawed. That's part of being earthly, fleshy, right? We're all flawed. And so if you're flawed, you're going to have one or two things that might be defective, but that's just who you are. So do not be ashamed to say that you're afraid of anything. Now, beyond saying that you're afraid of something or that you have a fear of something, right? Another thing to note is you have to embrace your fear sooner than later, which is a 2-in-1 tip. Embrace your fear, and it has to be sooner than later. Why? If you're afraid of snakes, if you do not face like, oh, you're afraid of snakes, you will live in denial. Like, best, I'm just going to avoid where snakes would be found. I'm going to avoid places where I can find snakes and all of that. But what if you're on a plane and somehow a snake finds its way to where you are? Now, you avoided where the snake was, but then the snake did not avoid you. What would you do? What would you do? So it's for some of us, our fears are realer than we would like to accept. So we just end up we live in denial, and then we just feel like, well, it's not such a thing until it is a thing. Now, my advice to you, make it a thing so that you can deal with it. Because if you do not deal with it now, when it meets you in the future, you might be very unprepared because of all the years and all the period of denial, right? So if, like for me, I'm afraid of not impacting lives, right? I have to face the fear that, babe, this thing is something that you might not really be able to control, because you might think that, oh, you're doing this to impact this person, and then this other person is just like, this is just a normal stuff now. This is just being normal. So face that fear and face it sooner, not later, so that you will be prepared. Number 3, accept that you are a beautiful person, living a beautiful life in a beautiful way, and you're going to do beautiful things. Accept that you're a beautiful person, living a beautiful life in a beautiful way, and that you're going to do beautiful things. That way, you tend to reduce the things that you cannot control, and then you tend to accept that life is just full of honey and full of lemons, and then whatever life throws at you, you're going to mix and match and mix and match and mix and match. Just like my beautiful blouse. I know, shout out to Harriet at Ibis Garnet for this beautiful, 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 beautiful top that I'm wearing. So if you do not accept that you're a beautiful person, with a beautiful life, doing beautiful things in beautiful ways, you will overemphasize your flaws and you will minimize your advantages. For example, this is a beautiful top in a tone of pink, in a tone or in tones of pink. Yeah, but pink is the more dominant color, and then it's different fabrics. So if I decide to emphasize just one patch of this blouse, right, I would miss the beauty of the whole blouse. I don't know if that makes any sense. So understand that fears might not be real. Fears, in fact, they are not real until you make them to be, right? So deal with them. Deal with them. Now, don't go looking for trouble. if you have fear of blood, you now say you want to go, and then you now want to go and slap a soldier. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. See, I know you can't see it because it's out of the camera frame, but please, this is all my hands. Look at, I'm not there. I'm not, see, if they call me, I'm like, babe, this is what happened to this person, blah, 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 blah. Me, I will throw myself up, land on the ground, and say, Me, I will just be shouting. I will be shouting. So don't go looking for trouble, right? But accept mentally that, yes, there might be one of two things that you cannot control, but you have to learn how to move on in spite of it, accept your fears. Now, it might sound too distorted, but they are all related, right? Move on in spite of it, right? Accept that, this is a fear, right? But I'm taking it as a challenge. It will not overpower me. Rather, I will conquer this fear and live my life. Yes, so that's it about fears. Don't worry, today I did not come to tell you guys I'm fine. I'm allowing you guys to just drink in the beauty. But look at the blouse. Look at the girl. And have a beautiful week, guys. Have a beautiful week. Don't worry, I'm going to dance for you guys one day. Like all the weeks of pent up flame join. Like I will just bring it out one day, and then from beginning to the end, like But until then, please like, and I really want to know what your fear is, right? And it's okay if you don't have any. Of course, it doesn't make you more special or less special than those of us that have fears, But I really want to know what your fear is. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep subscribing. Until the next time you see this beautiful face. Have a lovely week.